A Mochi moment from Sadie, who writes, I'm not crying, you're crying. This is what I said during my first appointment with my physician at Mochi, because I didn't have to convince him I needed a GLP-1. He understood, and I felt supported, not judged. I came for the weight loss and stayed for the empathy. Thanks, Sadie. I'm Myra Ahmed, founder of Mochi Health. To find your Mochi moment, visit joinmochi.com.
Sadie is a Mochi member compensated for her story.
This message is sponsored by Greenlight. With school out, summer is the perfect time to teach our kids real-world money skills they'll use forever. Greenlight is a debit card and the #1 family finance and safety app used by millions of families, helping kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely. Parents can send their kids money and track their spending and saving, while kids build money confidence and skills in fun ways. Start your risk-free Greenlight trial today at greenlight.com/Spotify. That's greenlight.com/Spotify.
All right, so we're back with Laura Brand, serial killer whisperer, and today we're going to be talking about something that happened in the news this week that was a little crazy to watch. I've seen these things before. Laura, I think you participated in one of these, in your cousin's trial. I don't know whether or not you gave
a victim statement.
A victim statement, impact statement, and the ones that were really powerful this week was the Bryant Kohberger's. His hearing and the impact statement by all the family members of the slain victims. And it was just, I was avoiding it, but it was bringing me in because I just had it on in the background. And the first time I've ever saw one of these things before is when we were doing the Green River Killer documentary years ago. And so we obviously had to look at all their archival information, all the footage and stuff like that. And then we saw, when they gave the families because there was a lot of families there too, gave their victim impact statements. And it was like years ago. And so this was like old. And it was it was very powerful. It was you could actually feel what they're feeling. Some of them, people were just so locked on and they just read their statement because they were afraid of breaking up emotionally. And then others were just like, spitting fire, looking him in the eye, telling him he's going to hell. He's the worst thing on the planet. And so I was like shocked. I can't even imagine being in the room with that. Usually those courtrooms are packed when that happens. And same with the Green River Killer, Gary Ridgway. His courtroom was packed with news and a lot of people. Same thing here with Brian Kohberger. And, it's such a weird dynamic because you have him sitting there and they're looking straight at him.
He doesn't even flinch though, The thing is, when we did the DNA of the Mayflower, the serial killer DNA show, we did find out that he was a descendant of the Mayflower, from those families that did produce quite a bit of serial killers in the United States. And when you're watching him and he doesn't even move, there's no emotion, there's no empathy. What do you think, Laura? You deal with this all the time. This is your job when you're watching these serial killers, because he's a serial killer. He killed multiple people.
Did you get a chance to watch some of his reaction? It's been all over the press. Even you saw a still of his face because he didn't change the whole time.
I did see one still of his face where, it was like stone cold. And then I saw one TikTok it was one of the girls' sister talking to him. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my God, she said a line in her statement that I said verbatim to my cousin that we'll get into. But I actually don't know anything about this case at all. I've not followed it. I know that 4 co-eds have been killed. I know that he was studying criminal justice, but I don't know anything about the case. So catch me up to speed.
Well, obviously, he scouted the place out. There's been, reports have come out that he did like a test run before.
And then he was stalking the girls.
He was stalking the girls.
Was he like watching from the windows?
I think that from his car, that's remembered. But they traced his cell phone data And he was there, you know, I don't know if it's 1 or 2 times, I can't remember, but he definitely did some, you know, scouting and, you know, premeditated scouting before that. But the main thing that, you know, the highlights are is he did that. He was a criminal justice major. He was fascinated with BTK. That much we know. I think Kathleen Ramsden. I mean, I don't know whether or not he had some sort of connection to her somehow, whether he reached out to her via a letter. And anybody who knows Kathleen Ramsden, she's a pretty much what Laura is, but she's been doing it a long time. Has written several books and teaches. And then, you know, just the brutality of how he did all this stuff is that he waited for them to sleep and he basically killed them in their sleep.
They didn't
don't tell me anything. Don't tell me how he killed them before.
Okay.
Okay. So wait, was he after one girl or was he after all of them?
I don't know.
I think there was one that he was fixated on.
Yeah.
Okay. What makes you think that?
Because from some of the reports I read, it was that he had tried to have interaction with her, I believe, and correct, I could be wrong, but from what I recall is that she rejected him or ignored him. They had some kind of interaction. I don't know which girl it was, but that I read something recently where they said that. I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's the thing is it's not what he did was not complex. It was just brutal, you know, and it's just, you know,
and when they were defenseless,
they were all defenseless.
I don't understand why he killed the other girl and her boyfriend. That part I didn't understand. They were in the house. They're the roommates. One roommate survived.
Oh, okay. So wait. So how many were killed? 4, or is it 3?
I think there was 4. There was 4. But I'm going to get back to the impact statements because I think that I wanted to talk about that only because you have experience with that. Mm-hmm. You know, I can't even imagine how you stay composed to even kind of look at someone who's brutally murdered your sister, your daughter,
your friend, your someone you love,
your brother,
and
but
they're
what was
so
interesting
young,
is that there was one of the sisters really dressed him down, and which I thought was she couldn't have made him look smaller.
I think that's the one I saw. Yeah.
Yeah, she had dark hair, and she was so poised, and she had it was almost like anger and condescension in her voice while she was talking to him, and it was really powerful. And I can't remember some of the stuff she said, but if anybody, I mean, goes back and watch it, it was I was so shocked on how she was able to do that, and she wasn't reading or anything.
Right.
And the one thing I thought was really funny though is I guess they have a younger sibling or cousin or something like that, and it was really. When she finished off with it, this was the last thing she said. She goes, she's not up here giving her statement, but I'm going to give it for her. And I guess the girl was like a young girl who told her to tell her to say this, saying, yeah, you thought you were smart because you got A's in high school and college. She goes, but now you're going to prison. You're going to get a lot of D's.
I mean, I didn't hear that line, but that's, yeah.
Talking about coming from a young kid who's just angry and super clever, super kind of, it was the ultimate final statement from her is like how he's not a human, you know? So, and then, you know, when they asked him if he had any statements, he said, I respectfully decline. Those are the only 3 words he said. And I was just like, I don't know how families do it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think I could do it. I would, you know, I'm surprised someone didn't lurch over the bench, but I'm sure, you know, they had plenty of police there, but I just don't. There was that one case where the guy's kid got molested and they were transporting him to the court, and somehow he got a tip from where they were going to be transporting him through, like a bus terminal or something like that. Mm-hmm. And he disguised himself, and he was at a payphone, and this was obviously a while ago when there was payphones. And while they walked past him, he walked up and shot the guy raped and molested his son right there. And it's all on TV. So
I knew there was one case where a guy pretended to have a limp like every day in court, and he actually had a baseball bat strapped to his leg, and he had waited for that moment just to whack the guy in the back of the head. I mean, it really does happen.
Yeah, I've seen those situations where the people are jumping off from the,
Well, just as a viewer watching this guy today, where he is just sitting there with this look of just blank, empty, soulless look, and he has nothing to say, nothing to this family, nothing to these people. It's just shocking to me. It's like a soulless person.
Now, the one thing I want to ask, because I've heard, like I said, I don't know the case, but was there rumblings about like a conspiracy or something like that? Is there a reason why he would say, I have nothing to say, like for appeals?
Well, no. Here's the thing. His deal was that they said he would admit to it, but he wasn't going to tell them why he did it, which I thought was really interesting. It was.
He's controlling things still.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he wants to keep that poker card.
Yeah, and I don't know why they agreed to that, because he's avoiding the death penalty.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And so he copped to it, but he wasn't. He said, "I'm not going to tell you why." And I think that some of the family members, number one, were very angry about the fact that he pled out and that they didn't go to trial, because they were like, I believe some of them wanted the death penalty. Mm. But the other point is, that would have dragged out for months, and so the DA and the prosecutor's office felt like this was the best remedy. I don't know, but I think to give them an opportunity not to say why is really kind of fucked up.
Well, I think they did that. They wanted him behind bars. They just wanted it done. So he wasn't a celebrity anymore. He wasn't going to be in People magazine anymore. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of press. And that, to me, I agree with that. This guy is not a celebrity. Get him out of here. I don't want to see his face. He's a monster.
Right.
All those beautiful kids for nothing. And now he's still playing games with them because he won't tell them why.
Yeah.
I don't know why. You're a sick person.
You're not a serial killer, so it's not like you have a body to like hold as that poker card. So he's going for that as his poker card, which is just,
But I think he is a serial killer, because I think if he had been out there and he didn't get caught, he would have done it again and again and again.
I can't say it without knowing. Well, okay, so how did he kill them?
Stabbed them.
In their sleep.
Yeah.
In their sleep.
Yeah. And they did have, some of them had some defensive wounds in their hand, but it probably, they were jolted up, when they were stabbed. But, there was one girl that lived in the house with him that he didn't kill, and didn't, she didn't wake up during it, but I think she saw him as he was walking out, and she had no idea what had happened. And so it was that was the strange thing about this case, is that there was that one person that said that they saw someone. Obviously it was him, but apparently he didn't, either she didn't know she was in the house, or he just did what he needed to do and left.
It reminds me a lot of Gargiulo, because that was, which makes me think about pickerism. Do you guys know about pickerism?
No, what is that?
I think we talked about it.
I don't remember. What is it?
The stabbing is in place of the act of the penis. So
we talked about that with him.
That makes sense, because he was like obsessed with one of the girls that didn't want anything to do with him.
So I'm wondering if there was any maybe just sexual stuff from his past of I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just has the serial killer gene, like we have seen. He is connected to that family line.
No, it's true, but the pickerism is very it's rare, even for serial killers to have. It's very specific. It seems like that's why it reminds me of Gargiulo with the pickerism. What
causes that? Is it something from their childhood, or?
So actually, we should have Ford on to talk about it, because Ford has it and he's very open about it. So Ford actually talks about he can actually trace it back. So he said he got it from high school. His girlfriend had it had to get insulin. She had diabetes. So he would actually have to stab her in the butt,
Yeah.
and give
I
him a
remember
sexual
talking about this.
arousal. So, I mean, he can Ford is very introspective. So he's a great one to have on to talk about that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's rare. I mean, for a serial killer to have that, but it definitely seems like the stalking, the sexual, compulsion there with the stabbing, it all, reminds me just like Gargiulo.
What is that like, though? I mean, the fact that he was, because most of these serial killers, they're not like criminal justice students. They're not studying other.
They might not be taking the classes, but they're watching CSI. They're watching Criminal Minds, and
they're fascinated. They're doing their homework.
All obsessed. Yeah. They love it. They love true crime. They all have court TV on in the prison all the time. ID, Oxygen. They love it. Yeah.
But to do your first kind of murder like that's pretty ambitious, don't you think? Do you think that's, or is that
what was it, 3 or 4? 4?
I think it was
4.
4.
That's a lot. Yeah. I mean, that's rage.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's one. The only thing I'm thinking is if it was one girl, right? And he's studying criminal justice, did he go in and kill the other 3 to kind of throw cops off? I don't know enough about the case, but I mean, 3 other people when there's one target is really extreme. I mean, that's really extreme. I don't know if he left that one girl alive.
Well, I'd love for you to take a look at this case and tell us, because obviously, I mean, he's going to be in there for life, and he's going to maximum security.
Yeah. So, a criminologist was just recently talking about this, and he said that Kohberger was stalking the house, and at least one of the girls, which is what I recall. Okay, and that girl had seen him and was like, "Get away from me," or "Leave me alone."
While she was walking the dog.
Yeah, but he had.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he had been stalking her for a while. He killed her and 2 other girls and the girl's boyfriend, one of the other girl's boyfriends.
Yeah, horrible.
It's strange. I mean, the only other thing I can think of is like when Bundy went to that house in Florida, like the co-ed dorm room with the just bashing every girl. But he was like at the end of like his killing spree in a manic state. I mean, usually like killers have to work up to that kind of like frantic state. It's almost like he was there starting out. It's really bizarre. Was he diagnosed with anything?
I don't know.
I mean, obviously you can say he's a sociopath.
They are saying he's a sociopath, but nothing like.
I don't think it's anything formal yet.
No,
but I think.
But he was having some kind of correspondence or mentorship or relationship with that forensic criminologist, who's the woman that you said earlier,
Kathleen Ramsey.
Yeah,
I don't know whether he took a class from her or something. I can't remember it. But it's just he's doing his homework. He's very, very dexterish.
Yeah, but he killed innocent people.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know actually, but still, I'm saying as far as the
the forensic. Well, was it like a sloppy crime scene, or did he clean it up? Like,
no, he didn't clean up anything. I don't think.
That's strange.
No, and he was wearing like a black ninja suit that you can only see his eyes.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love for you to take a look at this and see what you think.
I will. You know what? I'll bring it to some of my other killers too, because I do.
I'm sure they've been following it.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard some of them mention it. I had one guy who dressed up like the Matrix and kill somebody in their sleep. So
that is the most horrifying thing I can think of. Waking up and
that's what happened to my best friend. Is she was killed in her sleep, and when I was watching that impact statement, the one I did see, it was funny because the girl looked at him and said the same thing that I said to my cousin, which was, she would have kicked your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's what she said.
My best friend was a sergeant in the Army. I mean, and she was, stronger than him. She was doing like push-ups every day. Like, she was legit.
Yeah.
And that was like one of the first things I said is she would have kicked your ass.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what that
right
said.
Right. And I think that's the worst thing you can say because, and even there are different levels of killing. Like I've said with Bittaker and Norris at San Quentin, like they look at that like, oh, you're ripping off girls from the street walking home from church.
Yeah.
There's a different degree. And when somebody is sleeping in bed, you're in bed in the safest, in your home, in your bed, unconscious.
Yep.
That is just terrifying. But it's just like dirty because the person has no way to fight back at that point.
Right.
You're unconscious. You have no idea.
It's like killing a baby.
Right. It's just, yeah.
They don't see it coming. It's horrible.
And I've said that to my cousin, like she said to him, like, you're weak. You're pathetic. This is how you have to kill somebody.
Right.
Unconscious. Right.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting that they, agreed to not let him say why he did this because
my cousin did the same thing to me too. He wouldn't say why. And he kept like with the little string dragging me, to come visit. And for 5 years, I went and I kept going. And then I finally got the confession. But actually, this is going to be in the book. So anybody interested, I finally, for the first time, talk about it in the book. But
good.
I'll give it away here, but you can just kind of
now too. I'll tease it up. But I did say like, I finally just realized after those 5 years, and I hope if the families hear this, they get to this realization faster than I did after 5 years. There's nothing that he could say to me that's going to make me go, oh, okay,
right,
killed her. You're never going to get that moment of you're like, oh, okay, well, I understand now. There's just, that's never going to happen. You
never
forgive that to me. So you know what? Fuck off. I don't need to know the why.
Right.
You're never going to say anything to me that's going to justify it.
No, the why means nothing.
It means nothing.
But they know it's a piece of thread that they can pull to try to control you because, of course, as people, human beings, we want to know why. How dare, like, how could you do something? Why would you do something like this? It's just going to eat at you. You want to know.
You do. But, we want to know this about serial killers. Like we watch all the true crime shows. We want to know the why. Like, how are there people that look just like us who are just like vicious, violent animals killing all of us? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Want to understand it. We want to know the why, and that's like our primal instincts kicking in of like wanting to understand it. Here's one calling, and but that's exactly what they know that it's almost like they really do. They know it, and they pull that with the string.
Yeah, it's manipulation. I mean, it's what they do. It's what they thrive on.
Yeah, right. I mean, he did look sitting there. I mean,
smug.
When you look at, it's not even smug. He just looked like a coward.
Yeah.
He just looks so cowardly. When you see pictures of
statement, I guarantee you when he's saying I'm not going to tell the why, it almost, that makes me think, and there was a deal made, he's holding out for some type of
attention. Yeah.
Yeah, he wants them to come visit him and ask him again and again and again. He wants control.
What I had to do. Exactly.
So don't do it. Because you're never going to get it. It's never going to satisfy you. It's never going to be justifiable. Nothing about that is justifiable. It's horrific.
Seriously, it took me 5 years of going to the prison until I finally realized there's just nothing you can say to me. Nothing.
No.
There isn't. There's nothing you could tell me. This is why I ended this human's life that I love. There's nothing.
No, it's horrifying. And it's, like there was a graduate student in Wisconsin the last couple of days. She left a bar at like 2:30 in the morning with her friends. She was walking home. They found her cell phone and they were looking for her and they found her in the river. And it's like, why don't we learn as a society? Do not let your friends walk home alone.
Drunk.
Do not let your friends go anywhere by themselves. It's dangerous. It's just dangerous. I mean, you don't know who's watching you at a bar.
I mean, we live in a very safe area. And, Cindy, like about 2 miles is a Starbucks. And she would like run down there and I would pick her up. And, But in the last week, there have been 2 stabbings in that area from by homeless people.
By homeless people.
And so it's just like it can happen anywhere. In broad daylight, this was happening.
But the thing is, when you're a young woman, there's could be men or boys watching you, stalking you. You would have no idea. You have no clue what's going on.
No idea. I actually have 2 stories. Actually, we should do a whole episode on, our near. I know you have in Vegas.
Oh my God.
I think every girl, when they get to a certain age, like already had one experience where something dire has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Who's calling in?
X.
Oh, let's talk to him.
X,
Yeah,
are you there? Hello. We're recording.
Hello?
Hey, we're recording. Cindy and Rob are on.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
We were just talking about.
It's interesting that you called in because we were just talking. I don't know if you've been following the Brian Kohberger case at all. Are you familiar with that?
It's a little bit hard to hear you. You were talking about what case?
The Kohberger case, Brian.
In Idaho.
Did you see what he did? Did you see what he did to that girl's face? I was reading some of the stuff that was released. He stabbed her 50 or 40 times, and then he just totally disfigured her face.
What?
That seems like somebody that has a lot of rage.
Yeah.
I would think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
Totally different. That's the scary. That's like the psychotic that flashes. Totally different instead of planning something out.
Right. Well, X, have you ever done that? Disfigure the face? What do you think that, is when because, Black Dahlia, that's the famous case where they cut the smile into her.
Yeah, and then they cut her in half.
Right. What do you think when you're disfiguring the face? What does it say? Or what do you think?
Well, just from being around people that have done stuff like that, they don't like the person's face because it reminds them of something or someone that they can never have.
Was that the girl that he liked?
Yeah, he was stalking her. She rejected him.
And he disfigured her face?
It's just like that, the girl, my sister Sam, she, when Barlow shot her, her fatal mistake was she accepted the flowers and wrote a letter back to him. So he went off the deep and all that, and he hired the detective, ran her license plate, and found out where she lived. So he could not have her. So it's the same thing in my view when it comes to this particular case, where he wanted her, she was probably lusting over her, thought she was extremely beautiful, and that's his flip back for his rejection. If you think I'm ugly, I'm going to make you even more uglier.
Ooh, right. Okay, so what do you think about him killing 3 other people, though?
Collateral damage. Because remember, he killed the first. He went into the bedroom and he cut the throat. He stabbed him in the neck. So he went from one to another. His primary focus, I'm sure, was the one that he completely disfigured, because she's the only one that was like that I've read about so far that they released.
Well, cutting the throat is indicative of silencing somebody. So that would, yeah.
Well,
horrifying.
Extreme rage at that one individual. So it's overkill. Absolutely overkill. And you don't think of it. It's like, yeah, I'm going to get you, and then it just becomes a frenzy. The other ones, I think, were just collateral damage.
Okay, so X, why did the one girl who woke up and saw him, right? Why let her live but kill everybody else?
I'm not sure.
I think she woke up later.
What I have read. Pardon me?
I thought she woke up later.
She saw him leave.
I thought, yeah, she saw him leave, but it doesn't mean that she necessarily knew that.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
He had to get rid of he first stumbled upon the boyfriend and the girlfriend in the bed after the party, and then he got the other girl and then her. And then once he did what he did to her, there was no reason to stick around. So I don't think he might have even known that they might have been in another room or didn't look for them. Who knows? Who knows?
But I mean, she's still a witness. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
most people wouldn't
Well, obviously, she saw him. I heard her saying how she was like sleeping with her, can't sleep straight, nightmares, the whole 9 yards. I was reading about it today. So maybe, I can't put myself in that position, but I think the primary target was that one girl. And after he got that one girl, he might have come to his realize, I got her, let me get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
So you think he killed her? But then, so he killed 3 other people, then killed her, disfigured her, and then was like, I got to get out of here? Why would he kill her? It's crazy.
Either that, he didn't know which room she was in, and he went in, and he was like, oh, this is the wrong room. Like,
True.
It's like he woke up from a daze. He realized what he did after the fact. It's like, oh, hell, I got to get out of here now.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
And he was wearing apparently a disguise, so all I could see was, I think that's what it was. We just see his eyes.
True.
So,
ninja, which is weird.
Yeah, it was weird. He dressed like a ninja. I can't remember if that's exactly what he was, but I have seen pictures of him. Because I think he took pictures of himself too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
But the other interesting thing was, and I don't know why he said this, because I was after that he went back to Pennsylvania where he's from, and he was traveling with his father, and then when he was arrested in his Pennsylvania house with his family, they had him all zip tied on the floor, and the first thing he said, he goes, did you catch anyone else?
Oh, is that where like the conspiracy theory or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know whether or not he planted that seed because of that, or who knows? Maybe there was,
No, I think it was just him. And by him saying that, it was like, well, did you catch anyone else besides me? Maybe someone else did it and I didn't do it.
Right.
And it encompasses a whole bunch of other people.
Right. What was his IQ? Do we know?
I don't know. I mean, he was a straight A student.
Yeah, he was an excellent student, which is terrifying.
Well, it's just like the guy that dressed up as a Joker who was the brain going to school to be the neuro doctor, and he shot up the Aurora movie theater in Colorado.
Yep.
Yeah.
Klebold.
It's Wednesday, Adams. I see you're trying to distract yourself from your own banal thoughts. Let me help. Here's a recording thing made of my latest root canal.
Wednesday, Season 2, begins August 6th, only on Netflix.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Subtle results, still you, but with fewer lines. Botox Cosmetic, onabotulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask second grade teacher Mr. Torres.
Put me and just one Clorox wipe on a team? We can take on crayon smudges, sticky fingerprints on every surface, sneezes on the door handle, juice box explosion by the sink, snack crumbs, and don't even get me started on the bathroom passes.
Clorox disinfecting wipes. Teacher's #1 wipe.
Think about it. Bathroom passes.
Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
Yeah.
That was overkill. And you notice they didn't say, I didn't read anything about them being sexually assaulted or anything like that.
No, I don't think they were.
So that's the thing about pickerism is that stabbing is in place of the penis. So that would be a sexual act.
Wait, X, what did you say?
I'm saying because he didn't like strip them or insert something in their genitals or something like that, to me, that was just more of a get back, nothing with no sexual overtones. And that's why he disfigured her.
And then Laura, say what you're going to say.
Well, I was going to say, I think it could be both. I think we're both right. I think it could be revenge and definitely disfiguring, but I think it could have been sexually arousing for him. I think he was using the knife in place, and I'm sure it was sexually arousing for him.
So
I don't know his makeup.
All right, X, let me ask you. Let me ask you a very personal question. Did you ever have an erection during the act?
Which time?
Okay.
I'm saying anytime. I'm just saying anytime at all.
Yes.
Did you? Yes. Okay. Did you ever have an orgasm during the duration at the time?
No.
But you did have an erection.
Not during it.
Wait, after?
Now, how could you not?
But after.
What was that?
Wait,
yeah.
After you had an orgasm.
You got to realize that the person is laying there. It doesn't make a difference if they're alive or dead at that point. Might as well.
No.
Wait, that's a whole other conversation. I was
Another conversation. Let's kind of get out of the gory.
Let's move out of
the gory details.
Let's move out of this world.
Yeah.
And okay, back to.
I want to ask. Hold on. Let me bring it back to reality here. So X, when you were at trial, did you have to sit through impact statements from your victims' families?
Yes.
Tell us what that was like on that end, on your end.
It was a bunch of, to me, it was a bunch of BS. I still remember the husband saying everyone's going to know him as the guy whose wife was killed. Okay. And he was dwelling upon that. And I'm thinking, everyone should know who you are. I supplied you with girls after she died. And then I remember the son coming up and saying, that place looks like somebody, you would take someone back there to kill them. You know, so.
But my question to you is, how did it make you feel to receive those impact statements? Did it dissuade you in any way? Did you feel sorry at all at that point, or you were beyond at that point?
No. Oh no, didn't faze me.
There wasn't.
Hurry up, let's get it over with.
All right, but okay, X. Out of all the statements you heard from the victims' families, what was the one that touched you the most, or what comment like hit you the hardest?
Well, I would say the one roommate that lived, and she was saying how she couldn't sleep at night, and she kept on having flashbacks, discovering them and all that. That to me that's like, for example, what this particular one I'm in here for, but I've been in a different way. I thought the same thing. It doesn't faze me, but you would think about it, but it's not like you're going to lose any sleep. So I kind of thought that was opposite of what I would feel. It's like, I'm like, get over it,
Yeah, well, they can't get over it.
Mm-hmm. No.
Well, yeah, I understand that. Obviously, I do understand that. But when you're on the trial and you're on that stand, it's like you don't want to hear that. You just want it to be over really quickly.
Got it.
Well, I know, but I mean, I'm sure a lot of people said like they can't sleep at night. I mean, anybody who gets affected from a violent crime, I mean, everybody goes through that.
Well, this I think was so horrific because imagine you're in college, your best friends are sharing a house with you. I had my best friends. We were in the same house. I mean, we go to a party, we come home, and you're asleep in your room and you wake up and all your roommates are dead in the most horrific way you can possibly ever imagine. And you wake up at the end of this and see this shadowy figure. I think I would have died of a heart attack.
In a ninja suit?
I think I would have lost. I don't even know what I would have done, to be honest, at that age. I mean, I don't even know what I would do now at this age, but at 20 years old, a college student, I mean, we had the windows open all the time. We had our house. Everybody was coming and going. And there was like 4 of us that lived in that apartment. And we lived in San Francisco in Marin County. I mean, it wasn't the safest neighborhood, but we didn't really think we were unsafe. We didn't.
I was in Boston. I mean,
for graduate school, I was in Boston. Same thing. You're running around Boston partying with your friends. You're not thinking, I'm going to go home and go to sleep. Everybody's going to get murdered.
Right.
I mean, these poor people, it's just heartbreaking what happened. Such beautiful girls too.
They were like in Idaho. They weren't even in a city.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, they're in the rural
and they were
area.
really pretty girls. And that's the thing.
Hold on 1 second before he jumps off there. Hey, X, I wanted to ask you a question. Are you still there?
I got about 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. Can you call back?
Yes.
Yeah,
All
try to call back.
Yeah, because I got a question for you. What I want to ask him is the thing that we were talking about as far as where they cut a deal so he didn't have to tell him the why. When we were talking about the why, I was want to ask him that if he had to say that, give the why.
He's going to be like for fun or pleasure for him, I would say.
Well, it's
Well, there's no remorse there. So, I mean, there's no empathy.
He has no remorse.
There's no empathy. There's no remorse. There's no, I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. I was possessed or something. There's none of that. This is just like this Brian Kohberger sitting there with this look on his face. It's like he doesn't care what he did. It's obvious. And because he is related to those other serial killers on that DNA tree, this is a genetic thing too. I truly believe that. I truly believe that serial killer tree.
It's weird though, because it's like you have them and then look at us, Cindy.
I know.
What I mean, it's so
But
weird.
how does it become so twisted?
I don't know.
Everything's the chromosomes. It's a martini shaker of chromosomes. It comes out.
I mean, we both have a cousin named the same name who did the same thing, except mine killed his brother, not his girlfriend.
But still, it's so close. It's too intimate. Like the killers are just, even Brian. I mean, this girl who rejected him, he's killing her, disfiguring. I didn't know he disfigured her face. I mean,
it's horrifying what he did to her. I mean, it's horrifying.
I've been kind of staying away from it for the same reason because what I was hearing, and just from the background and stuff like that, it was
it's
just
too much. I have kids that age. I have stepchild that age. I have goddaughters that age.
Incel or something.
Yeah.
It can't. It's too
And our friend
scary.
Maureen and Mac were both kind of in news programs covering it. So it was like,
Yeah, they were really involved in covering it. I think Maureen even went out there.
Yeah, she was out there.
I think like, at least like I think about my best friend, like at least I got to go to her casket and see, her face. Like a killer to do that. It's beyond.
It's devastating. That poor family. I can't even imagine what those parents are going through. It's awful. For what?
For what?
Such a waste.
Tell them like crazy. Oh, sorry.
Well, now we're getting into the why.
Question.
Yeah. Oh, so you back, X? Can you hear me?
What was that?
Can you hear me? Okay, cool. So one of the things that part of his deal, so he wouldn't get the death penalty to plead, he didn't have to tell the families why he did it. What do you think about that?
I think that was straight BS. You should at least told them.
You think that was BS too?
Oh, well, how can it not be?
I don't know. For you,
How can it not be? That was for the DA. The DA, he should have just said, if you testify, okay, if you plead guilty, you don't have to, we'll stick you up to the death penalty. But he should at least let the family know. But I'm telling you, he was in lust or something with that girl, and that was his get back because she was too pretty for him, and he wanted to make sure that no one else would ever look at her the same.
Do you think he's using that as some sort of ploy that he's going to like dangle in front of people that, the why? Because everyone still wants to know why.
Well, what he says now and what he did then might be two different things.
It'll change.
Do you think he's doing that so that people will come visit him to ask him as like a control thing, like a power trip for him? Did I lose him?
X, you there?
Oh, I wish it didn't cut out right then because I was about to be like, does he want a Laura? And go at him about not giving up the bodies. Perfect segue.
Did he hang up?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, it's midnight, so they turn into. I always say they turn
into devils,
pumpkins,
devil pumpkins,
jack-o'-lanterns.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they just cut them off at midnight.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that he called in when he did.
I know. Well, he usually calls it around this time, but yeah, it was perfect time. I didn't know he was following that case. I sent him a ton of videos on the Karen Reed case, and I got him into it. And another case everyone keeps wanting me to look over. Okay, so I followed the case since 98, but I haven't watched the new doc about the Amy Bradley case.
We haven't watched it either.
So everybody's like, Laura, you have to watch it because the timeline doesn't make sense. And I'm like, oh my God, this is how I got sucked into Karen Reed. Because everyone's like, the timeline doesn't add up. And I'm like, oh God, the case I'm going to get sucked into.
Right.
Well, that's the case we're working on right
every day.
Yeah.
The case we're working on right now.
The Noah Presco case. That's the one thing that just drives me crazy. Is that there's multiple timelines, and the timelines don't.
They don't add up.
I know.
They don't add up.
Sucks you right in. Yeah.
And it's like that's the part that drives me crazy because, like, okay, I don't care how drunk you are, right? Mm-hmm. Or how much you're partying. If something bad happens, everybody pretty much just wakes up. Like all of a sudden, you're like alert. You're sober immediately. Like one time we were partying in college. A girl fell and impaled herself on a fence. We were alert at that point in time. Like you wake up and you're like, holy crap, what just happened? So if someone got hurt, or something happened, you do. And Robin, who I want to have on, she was taken by Bittaker and Norris and she was drunk out of her mind. She said the second that the van door closed, she was awake, sober. Yeah, for sure. The adrenaline, you're just like,
just goes. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll ask, the viewers, do you want me to get more serial killers on to talk about Brian Kohberger? Because I can have Ford on or.
Well, I mean, interesting. It's interesting to hear their perspective from a killer's perspective on what they think.
Right.
I mean, X seems like he had been following the case, so he
They
had
followed
it.
everything. Yeah.
I'm sure, and it's just, but it's his perspective was really interesting, and like, you know, as crazy as he is and sadistic as he is, and who else could give you that perspective unless you've actually done something like.
It's a really good gauge too, because you know you've heard him, and all the viewers have heard him for weeks now. He's like so savage. There's no remorse. But even when you just said Brian didn't, give them a why, he was like, "Oh, that's wrong."
Yeah. I thought that.
I was like, "What?
Where'd that come from? Was that just for show for us, or is that genuine?"
No, that sounded very genuine.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's like they will judge the other ones and be like,
right. We've seen that happen before, though, where they do judge the other ones.
They will.
Well, the other thing, I don't know. It's so weird getting a perspective from them and a judgment from them. But that was really interesting that he said it that way, and he said it very quickly. He has a threshold.
Yeah, there's different levels. It's so funny. Yeah.
So bizarre.
It is. But I was gonna say, we could do another deep dive with the killers on this case or the Amy Bradley case. I don't know. What do you guys think? Or
yeah, I mean, I've been following. I haven't seen the Amy Bradley.
I think we can do Amy Bradley because I think I remember that when it happened too. I was in school and people were talking about going on cruises, and then after that happened, we never went on a cruise.
Well, I saw like one clip of the captain speaking, and he was just like, "What do you mean cruises go on? Like we had a dock. I had more people to take care of." And I was like, it was very cold. It was so cold. It made me uncomfortable.
It did. Mm-hmm. It does. It's all uncomfortable. And it reminds me of Jennifer Kessie. Do you know about that case? We covered that case, Rob and I did. Same thing. Like Jennifer, beautiful girl, right? She comes home from a trip with her boyfriend. She was in the Caribbean. She comes home. They live in Orlando. He goes home to South Florida. She stays in Orlando. She's living in an apartment building that's like not
brand new
apartment building, but not full. You know, when it's like new and like half the building's empty and the other half is like full, the other half is empty. It's still under construction. It was like a brand new complex.
Neighborhoods type of thing. Yeah.
Brand new complex. So it wasn't completely full yet. And she was a professional 20-something-year-old beautiful girl. She worked for that billionaire, the Queen of Versailles' husband, the one that did all of the timeshares in Florida. And the next morning, like, she's very close with her family. Next morning, she doesn't show up for work. Everybody's like, where is she? She always comes to work. She doesn't ever not show up for work. Talked to the boyfriend the night before, doesn't show up for work. Parents come racing up from Tampa area. They're freaking out. Where is she? Something's wrong. The mother knows something terrible is wrong. Get up there and they go to the police. Police are like, well, hasn't even been 24 hours. She could be with a boyfriend. She could have decided not to go to work, whatever. We don't know. A couple days, I think it was a couple days or a week goes by. They find her car down the street,
like
parked
a block away.
like a mile away, parked at another apartment complex. And it was in 2005. And there was like a video camera that only like clicked. So as you're walking by, it was like a video camera in the parking lot that like clicked. So as this guy is walking by, he's passing the bars on the fence. So you can't see his face. And this is the guy that left her car. Couldn't find her. Never found her. But we thought for sure, and I still believe that she was trafficked. Yeah. There is no doubt in my mind that she wasn't taken and trafficked. And I truly believe that. I told her family, that's truly what I believe. I mean, we had a tip in a lake. We thought that we were going to find her. It's a horrifying situation for this family. It's been 20 years.
Yeah.
Well, I saw something. It's $16 billion annually for the Caribbean and like South American sex trafficking.
Yeah.
Annually.
16 million?
No, billion.
Billion.
Yeah. Especially blonde, blue-eyed girl. Mm-hmm. Forget it.
Right.
I mean, it's just horrifying.
Yeah. The good news is it looks like they may have some sort of break in the case because Drew Kessie, the father, is a tough man, and he has not given up.
No, and he never will.
Never gave up. He's an amazing man, and he's taken it upon himself. He took the case away from the Orlando PD, had to sue them, and then he's
Good for
hired.
him, because when the one clip, I mean, it was a minute long, and the captain just like, whatever, I had a cruise to conduct. I'm like, you're a captain of a ship. You're in charge of everybody's safety. This is a 23-year-old woman, like in college. You don't shut that boat down. Like that is
right to find out what the hell happened. You just keep going on. It makes no sense.
No,
I haven't seen the documentary yet. I have to watch it.
Yeah.
I have to watch it too. But you know what? Let's get, all the viewers. We should I can get the killers on. If there's any case that you guys want to hear about and we can have them weigh in. I've been obsessed with the John Benet Ramsey case for like years. Like, I mentioned the Black Dahlia. Maybe we could do like a poll and see like what cases. Yeah.
Yeah. What cases you guys want to hear about and hear from the serial killers on their perspective?
I mean, it's a morbid way to kind of go to an expert, but at least like if you have that ability, I mean, that's what police officers do. They go to killers to get answers to crimes all the time.
And I mean, Bundy gave like the best profile on the Green River Killer.
Yeah.
He's called Riverman. Yeah. I mean,
he wasn't wrong. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm. No, he was spot on.
I know.
Well, that's the thing is they've done studies about psychopaths and they actually have a heightened perception. Like they can like actually profile somebody. Like they took just a psychopath versus a non-psychopath at like going through security at the airport, and the psychopath could actually pick out somebody who was carrying drugs, like almost like 10 for 10.
Really?
Well, it's when they do these I was reading a book about how they select CIA candidates, and they want them to have some level of psychopath.
No, they do. They do. Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting because that creates that, because they know that's a heightened sense that they have, that they can kind of look in a room of people and kind of scan and say, oh,
they can scan, they can zoom in. I go to them for everything. Like at this point, I really do. For my cases, I'm like.
Well, the other thing was interesting. I saw that they were talking to rapists and pedophiles, and they said that, one of the things they said that they tell you, they said if they see a kid walking, the first thing with his family, they look at his dad, and if his dad looks like very weak and kind of a beta, they target that kid's family, that particular kid.
Oh, they can tell, like, and they use that verbiage, alpha and beta, all the time.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, like, I have been on San Quentin's death row because it's a training facility too. Like they'll bring in the new training recruits, like COs or whatever. And it is like a feeding frenzy, especially like on death row. Like they can spot him from a mile away. And I remember one time this guy was on, he was young, like in his 20s, but he was like shaking, taking their cuffs off. And like you could see some of them, like they're training and they're shaking because they know they're serial killers. They're on death row. And remember, I said to one guy, I go, stop shaking. These guys can smell fear.
Yeah. Right. And you're putting yourself in danger.
Literally can smell fear. They can spot the one that's going to be dirty, that they can turn to be dirty.
Wow.
Everything. Yeah. Instantly.
It's animal instincts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is interesting how they have that heightened perception level.
Mm-hmm.
It is really crazy.
Yep. Well, they've been at the height of the fight and flight, like, adrenaline filled.
Mm-hmm.
Well, also the hunter mode. I mean, that's what they're in that hunting mode all the time.
Yeah.
And I have a chapter in the book that's coming out too. I actually put, there is a theory because, when we look at apex predators, like great white sharks type of thing, that serial killers actually have some of the same apex type of things, like the trophies, the hunting, the stalking. I mean, these are things apex animals do. Is this like just a maladaptive form of it with serial killers? I mean, there's many theories of why.
Yeah.
But sharks don't kill each other.
That's not true.
Well, but not like, here's the thing I always bring up. We did this on the show with X. I said
sharks?
They do. They eat each other.
No, they don't.
I think they do.
I don't think so. All right. But anyway, my point being that humans are killing each other.
Right. Well, for pleasure. Well, the thing is, you might be right, Rob, because I think there are a lot of animals that do kill within, their own animal kingdom, whatever. But most animals don't kill for pleasure. Only hyenas. There's one breed of hyenas that kill for pleasure, and humans.
Yeah.
So why is that? Why?
We don't know why. Nobody knows.
Well,
I mean,
I'm sure
there's
somebody knows why. I'm sure there's some people that know why. We just don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a good place to end it. Thanks for your expertise. On a light note, hyenas.
Hyenas. Ugh, gross. All right. Thanks, Laura. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 350 plus undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.